Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, historical calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar below. Anyway, I am Xander. I am joined today by Sohen. He is currently AFK, but as he says, the show must go on. So at 10, we start. Anyway, I know that we are supposed to switch to Rumble today, but that actually requires money, which we do not have. So we're looking into Twitch, and we're hoping that maybe tomorrow or some point this week we'll switch over to there. They have a whole player. I got to figure all that stuff out. Sohen has a Twitch, but apparently they changed a whole bunch of stuff, so he needs to learn. So I don't know who to turn to ask to figure all this stuff out. Anyway, today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, May 29th, 2022. Starting us off in the year 363, the Roman Emperor Julian defeated the Sasanian army in the Battle of Ctesiphon under the walls of the Sasanian capital, but was unable to take the city. Jumping on up, significant time jump here into 1108. During the Battle of Euclides, Almoravid troops under the command of Tamim ibn Yusuf defeated a Castile and Leon alliance under the command of Prince Sancho Alfonses. In 1167, the Battle of Monte Porizzo saw a Roman army supporting Pope Alexander III being defeated by Christian of Buch and Reynold of Dassel. Going from 67 to 76, 1176 to be precise, during the Battle of Legnano, the Lombard League defeated Emperor Frederick I. Jumping on up into 1233, during the Mongol Jin War, the Mongols entered Kaifeng after a successful siege and began looting in the fallen capital of the Jin dynasty. 1328, Philip VI was crowned King of France. Interesting. And then in 1416, during the Battle of Gallipoli, the Venetians under Pietro Loredan defeated a much larger Ottoman fleet in Gallipoli. Ottoman, not Ottoman, whatever it was that I said. Then in 1453, the fall of Constantinople occurred, in which Ottoman armies under Sultan Mehmed II Fatih captured Constantinople after a 53-day siege, ending the Byzantine Empire. Whoa, so today's the death of the Byzantine Empire. Wow. Well, at least 569 years ago. Jumping on up into 1658, during the Battle of Samugar. Wow, there's a lot of battles and things going on. I guess it's that time of year. Decisive battle in the struggle for the throne during the Mughal War of Succession, which lasted from 1658 till 1659. Jumping on up into 1660, during the English Restoration, Charles II was restored to the throne of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Then 1733, the right of settlers in New France to enslave natives was upheld at Quebec City. Wow, that's just evil. Enslave natives? What the hell is wrong with you, French? God damn. Oh, then again, Napoleon, re-legalized slavery, that bastard. Anyway, in 1780, during the American Revolutionary War, at the Battle of Waxhaws, the British continued attacking after the Continentals laid down their arms, killing 113 and critically wounding all but 53 that remained. Then in 1790, Rhode Island became the last of North America's original 13 colonies to ratify the Constitution and become one of the United States. Dang, Rhode Island slacking up in here. Aren't they also the smallest? Yeah, they're the smallest state, I believe. 8 years later, in 1798, during the United Irishman Rebellion, between 300 and 500 United Irishmen were executed as rebels by the British Army in County Kildare, Ireland. Jumping on up into the 1800s, in 1807, Mustafa IV became Sultan of the Ottoman Empire and Caliph of Islam. 41 years later, in 1848, Wisconsin was admitted as the 30th U.S. state. Alright, so just a few years after Rhode Island, so 1790, so 58 years. Okay. In 1861, the Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce was founded in Hong Kong, of course. Then in 1864, Emperor Maximilian I of Mexico arrived in Mexico for the first time. 1867, the Austro-Hungarian Compromise of 1867, aka the Compromise, was born through Act 12, which established Austro-Hungarian Empire, or the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So, alright, well, you know, it was the death of, I don't even remember the empire was. The Byzantine Empire. So the death of one empire and the start of another. Moving on up into 1868, Mihailo Obrenović III, Prince of Serbia, was assassinated. Dang. Going from 68 to 86, I love these little switches. In 1886, the pharmacist John Pemberton placed his first advertisement for Coca-Cola, which appeared in the Atlanta Journal. Remember, it used to have cocaine, so that's why it's called Coca-Cola. In 1900, N'Djamena was founded as Fort Lamy by the French commander Émile Gentil. 3 years later, in 1903, in the May coup, Alexander I, King of Serbia, and Queen Draga were assassinated in Belgrade by the Black Hand, also known as Crna Ruka organization. 11 years later, in 1914, the ocean liner RMS Empress of Ireland sunk in the Gulf of St. Lawrence with the loss of 1,012 lives. Dang. And I got to avoid boats. Planes, trains, automobiles, you know, boats, spacecraft, taxis, you know, rickshaws, bicycles, you know, whatever. Avoid everything. Death is a wait. In 1918, Armenia defeated the Ottoman army in the Battle of Sardarabad. 365 days later, in the year 1919, Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity was tested, later to be confirmed, by Arthur Eddington and Andrew Claude de la Chalios-Cromeline. 1 year later, in 1920, the Louth flood of 1920 was a severe flash flooding in the Lincolnshire market town of Louth, resulting in 23 fatalities in 20 minutes. It has been described as one of the most significant flood disasters in the United Kingdom during the 20th century. Damn. 11 years later, in 1931, Michel Chiru, a citizen of the United States, was executed by a Royal Italian Army firing squad for intent to kill Benito Mussolini. Which, they would kill him anyways themselves. What, like 14 years later? Yeah. Anyway, jumping on up into 1932, World War I veterans began to assemble in Washington, D.C. in the Bonus Army to request cash bonuses promised to them to be paid in 1945. Oh, dang. In 1935, the first flight of the Messerschmitt B-109 fighter aeroplane occurred. Well, let's see. What did that look like? Let's see here. Fighter aeroplane. Images. Alright. Hopefully I don't get demonetized for historical images. 1945 as well. 1945, just 10 years later. The first combat mission of the consolidated B-32 Dominator heavy bomber occurred. Well, what is this? What does this bird look like? Let's see here. Consolidated. Hopefully it doesn't have a naughty symbol on it again. Okay, this thing. Cool. 2 years later, in 1947, United Airlines Flight 521 crashed at LaGuardia Airport, killing 43. Damn. 1 year after that, in 1948, United Nations Truce Supervision Organization was founded. Alright. 2 years later, in 1952, the St. Roch, the first ship to circumnavigate North America, arrived in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Then in 1953, Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay became the first people to reach the summit of Mount Everest on Tenzing Norgay's adopted 39th birthday. 1964, having deposed them in a January coup, South Vietnamese leader Nguyen Ca had rival generals Tran Van Don and Lee Van Kim convicted of lax morality. Also in 1964, the Arab League met in East Jerusalem to discuss the Palestinian question, leading to the formation of the Palestine Liberation Organization. You know what? Maybe the question is Israel. You know, not Palestine. You know, because Palestine is not even recognized as a sovereign nation anymore, thanks to Google. 1973, Tom Bradley was elected the first black mayor of Los Angeles, California. I was going to say that'd be an interesting, you know, coincidence name-wise, but I know Tom Bradley. All right, cool. 1982, the Falklands War. The British Army defeated the Argentine Army at the Battle of Goose Green. Also in 1982, Pope John Paul II became the first pontiff to visit Canterbury Cathedral. What does that look like? Let's see here. Canterbury Cathedral. Okay, that's a cool looking cathedral. It's a big cathedral. Nice. 1985, amputee Steve Fonyo completed cross-Canada marathon at Victoria, British Columbia after 14 months. Dang, cross-Canada in 14 months. That's incredible. Also in 1985, the Heysel Stadium disaster occurred, in which 39 association football fans died and hundreds more were injured when a dilapidated retailing wall collapsed. Damn. 4 years later, in 1989, the signing of an agreement between Egypt and the United States occurred, allowing the manufacture of parts for the F-16 jet fighter plane in Egypt. Okay, so now they're building their own F-16s. Whoa, 33 years ago. I did not know that. In 1990, the Congress of the People's Deputies of Russia elected Boris Yeltsin as president of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. Sounds like, yeah, that's... well, that's USSR, I believe. 1993, the Miss Sarajevo Beauty Pageant was held in war-torn Sarajevo, drawing global attention to the plight of its citizens. See, that's what, you know, that's where the Olympics and everything should go. They shouldn't have to build a whole village. They should go to these hard things, you know, have all these, you know, celebrated, you know, athletes who, you know, are millionaires and, you know, and they have the money. They know what luxury feels like. They shouldn't have to bunk in luxury, which, well, they haven't been doing that for the past 10 years, but... You know, I mean, you know, look at the Beijing thing. Look at, you know, what happened in Russia. You know, look what happened in Puerto Rico. You know, the past multiple Olympics have been crap. But no, that's, you know, that should be used as a platform to be like, hey, let's pay attention to, you know, the more, you know, the war-torn parts of the world. You know, like we really are privileged to live the lives we are living. You know. Like, I don't want to be one of these people like, you know, do you have running water? Do you have an oven? Do you have a microwave? Blah, 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 you know, but no, still, like, count your blessings and stop being envious of what other people have and start being thankful for what you have over other people. Anyway, in 1999, Olusegun Obasanjo took office as president of Nigeria, the first elected and civilian head of state in Nigeria after 16 years of military rule. Damn. Also in 1999, Space Shuttle Discovery completed the first docking with the International Space Station. Nice. Then in 2001, we did not have a Space Odyssey, but the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the disabled golfer Casey Martin can use a cart to ride in tournaments. Wow, so they actually had to, you know, go all the way to the Supreme Court because somebody didn't want a cripple from being able to move himself around a golf course. Are you fucking kidding me? That's stupid. Moving on up into 2004, the National World War II Memorial was dedicated in Washington, D.C. Yeah, okay, yeah, because like I was out there in, I think, 2004. So that must have happened just months before, because like I remember going to there and it all looked very new. And I got to find those pictures again. Oh, wow, I didn't know it was that recent. 1 year later, in 2005, France rejected the Constitution of the European Union in a national referendum. Then 365 days later, in 2006, the roof of Porvoo Cathedral in the town of Porvoo was destroyed by arson. Dang.
I'm here.
Hey, welcome. Why don't you finish us off with the last three, 2008, 2012, and 2015.
Hold on, let me get this. What year?
2008.
A double-hit earthquake of combined magnitude 6.1 struck Iceland near the town of Theophos, injuring 30 people.
Dang.
Yeah. 2012, a 5.8 magnitude earthquake hit northern Italy near Bologna, killing at least 24 people.
That must have been a huge baloney to cause an earthquake. It's like, whoa! I don't know. That sucks.
Until 2005, One World Observatory at One World Trade Center opens.
Ah. Now, you missed pretty much the entire show, but like some of the things that I find interesting was the death of the Byzantine Empire. Like, let me go back to where I can find it. Here we go. In 1453, Ottoman armies under Sultan Mehmed II Fatih captured Constantinople after a 53-day siege, ending the Byzantine Empire. So, that was interesting. And then there's also, Rhode Island became the 13th state, being the last of the original 13 colonies to ratify the Constitution. And then Wisconsin, like 50 some odd years later, 58? Yeah, 50 something years later, Wisconsin was admitted as a 30th U.S. state. There's a couple cool things. But yeah, anyway, let's jump on into bursts. Why don't you start us off here?
Yeah.
You there?
Yes.
1421
Charles, Prince of Vienna. 1555 George Carew, first Earl of Kent, English general and administrator. 1594 Gottfried Heinrich Garzu Pappenheim, Bavaria Field Marshal. That's just more.
Yep.
1716 Louis Jean Marie Davidson, French zoologist and mineralogist. 1722 James Fitzgerald, first Duke of Leinster. First Irish soldier and politician. 1736 Patrick Henry, American lawyer and politician who was the first governor of Virginia. Wasn't he the one that said, "Give me liberty or give me death"?
Let me look that up, actually. Give me liberty or give me death. Let's see here. Patrick Henry. Yeah. In 1816. I believe you're right. Let's see here. Patrick Henry, born May 29th. Yep, this is the same guy. You are correct.
Okay.
Wow, good poll, dude. Impressive.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Alright. 1794, Johann Heinrich von Madler was born on the States. He was a German astronomer and selenographer, dying in 1874. And what is a selenographer? Let me look that up real quick. Selenographer. Because that's the reason why I even added this guy in here, because that's a different thing. Person who charts the moon's surface. Oh, that's cool. So like a moon surface map maker dude. Interesting. Need to add that into the underbar right there. Who else was born on this date? 1823, John H. Balsley. Balsley, jeez. An American carpenter and inventor, dying in 1895. But what did he invent? Invention. The first folding stepladder. Oh, cool. Well, that's cool. This is the guy, the first folding stepladder. An inventor of the folding step ladder. L-A-T-T-E-R, ladder, L-A-D-D. Never know how to spell step ladder. 1874, G.K. Chesterton was an English essayist, poet, and playwright, dying in 1936. His full name is Gilbert Keith Chesterton. And I believe that's my 3.
Okay. 1893, Max Brand, American journalist and author. 1903, Bob Hope, English, U.S. actor, singer, and producer. 1906, T.H. White, Indian, English author.
Full name will be Terence Hanbury, a.k.a. Tim White. So that's interesting.
Also, 1917, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, 35th U.S. President of the United States.
Damn, how do you remember all these things? Impressive, dude.
1926, Jean-Pierre Boyle, Italian English actress and television host of the Golden Girls. Okay.
I don't know. Like, that's why it's a question mark. Golden Girls cast. Let's see here. Betty White, B. Arthur, Estelle Getty, and Rue McClanahan, which none of them. So why do all old white women look the same? Like, what the hell? What was she in? KT Boyle, not Kater. So let's see here. KT Boyle. What was she in? Movies. She was an actress, right?
Yeah.
Intend to Kill. I don't. Okay, I don't recognize any of these, so. Oh well. Anyway. Who else was born there?
1927, Jean Coutu, Italian pharmacist and businesswoman who founded the Jean Coutu Group.
Italian?
1937, Charles W. Pickering, U.S. lawyer and judge.
Yeah, that name is familiar. Like, let's see here, Charles W. Pickering. He was a judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals. Huh. I don't know. Apparently people search for Thomas Jefferson as well when they look for this guy. I don't know. I don't know why. This is familiar. Anyway.
Yeah, 1949, Robert Axelrod. Axelrod. U.S. actor and screenwriter.
Now, before you continue, have you ever heard of the show Billions? Or, like, whatever it's called. Like, I think a Netflix series? No, it's not a movie. It's a series.
I've heard, but I didn't see it.
Isn't the nickname for Robert Bobby?
I think so.
Yeah, because like in Billions, like the main character is this guy named Bobby Axelrod, and he's a fucking genius and everything. Billionaire and everything. It's interesting. Remind me, I gotta show you a clip just to show you how like imposing this guy is, intellectually wise in the show. Yeah. Anyway, continue, good sir.
1953. Danny Elfman, U.S. singer-songwriter, producer, and actor. 1955. John Hinckley Jr., U.S. attempted assassin of Ronald Reagan, all because he tried to impress Jodie Foster.
Yep. 1961, we have Melissa Etheridge, who is a U.S. singer, songwriter, guitarist, and activist. 1972, Laverne Cox was born on the States, unfortunately, because she is a U.S. actress and Alphabet Mafia cultist. And that's a real shame, because with a name like Cox, you'd think that she'd, not be part of the Alphabet Mafia. Well, actually, never mind. Maybe she's a trans. Anyway, 1975, we have Mel B. Is an English singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. Is that Mel Brooks?
No.
No.
Scary Spice.
Okay, Melanie Jamie Brown is her actual name. Okay.
Yep. Scary Spice.
Oh, Scary Spice?
Yes.
I did not know that. Then that's my 3.
Well, you can look her up and see if it is or not.
Oh, well, let's see. Scary Spice. Yeah, Mel B, you're right. I don't even question you anymore, dude. You've always been right. You're a living Wikipedia.
I'm surprised you're not saying how the fuck you know who Mel B is.
Dude, you know all sorts of things. Almost every day you astound me with your knowledge, and it is actually, really impressive.
I'm gonna see, it's the 90s, and I used to listen to Spice Girls.
I never watched the Spice Girls. I never cared for it. I never cared for all this overly sexualization of all this stuff. It actually pushed me away. It's just bro, stop thrusting your hips. I'm here for the music, not... If I wanted to watch a striptease, I'd go to the gentleman's club. Come on.
1975. Daniel Tosh, U.S. comedian, television host, actor, writer, and executive producer.
Yep.
Tosh.0.
Yep. And he also has several stand-ups, and really good stand-ups, actually. One of my favorite lines from him is he was at a movie theater and some guy was talking, and then he was going to go to strangle him, but he had one of those stupid plastic wristbands, and it was like, what would Jesus do? So then he lit him on fire and sent him to hell. Oh, you have a hard word here coming up.
Let's see. 1987, then Lena, IT, Lithuanian long jumper.
No, the 1978.
Oh, 1978. Lorenzo Ordone, Italian U.S. Arduino Cody Trophy patient who inspired the 1992 film Lorenzo Oil.
Yeah. Adrenoleukodystrophy is a genetic condition that damages the membrane or the myelin sheath that covers nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Myelin acts as insulation around the nerve fibers. That does not sound good.
No, it don't.
No. Anyway, jumping on up in the desks here, starting us off at 9:31, we have Gimeno Garces of Pamplona. Was born unknown. Then 1320, Pope John the VIII of Alexandria was a Coptic pope. What is a Coptic? Coptic. Why does it sound wrong? Coptic. Pope of the Coptic Orthodox Church. Okay, how many pope positions have there been? There's the Pope, there's the anti-Pope, now there's a Coptic Pope, hold on a second. How many different Pope positions?
Pope variations.
Well, Google is trying to show me search results for how many different poop positions. There are apparently 3 primary positions that humans can use to poop, but I'm not looking for poop positions, I'm looking for Pope positions. Oh, well. Fuck
Wait,
that.
there's 3 positions to poop?
This is the poop. Anyway, 1453, Constantine XI Palaiologos died on the States. He was a Byzantine emperor, dying in 1404, or being born in 1404. 1453. Is that when the Byzantine Empire fell? Hold on, let me go back here. 1453? Was it 1453? Yeah. So he died with his empire. He was the last Byzantine emperor. Dang.
Okay. Yeah. Also, 1814, Josephine de Bourg-Herman's first wife, Napoleon Bonaparte. 1892, Baha'u'llah, Persian religious leader who founded the Baha'i faith.
Baha'i, by the way. And I know that for a fact. I have family members who are Baha'i.
1903, Bruce Prince, U.S. architect who designed the statue Pontiac and American Dream building.
I'm going to look those up real quick. Continue on, good sir. I have several things to look up here.
Okay. 1911, W.S. Gilbert, English playwright and poet. 1939, Ursula Lido Solska, Australian Polish nun and saint who founded the Congregation of the Ursulines of the Adonastic Heart of Jesus.
I'm going to hold up on you there. W.S. Gilbert, his actual name was William Schwennick Gilbert. One of the things I was actually looking up, by the way. And then I'm looking at the Chateau Frontenac. Looks amazing. Like, I'm going to post this. Actually, just Google image search Chateau Frontenac. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Like, I'm at a loss for words. Like, this is a really amazing looking building. I'm posting a couple images right here. This picture here is scenic. Right here. And then this one. But just Google image search Chateau Frontenac. And I'm adding this in here. And then this other thing, the American Surgery Building. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see here. Oh, it's just a building. It's a cool looking building. Alright. And then, and I also wanted to say, the Congregation of the Ursulines of the Agonizing Heart of Jesus. That sounds like the most metal band cover, you know? It was like, Congregation of the Ursulines of the Agonizing Heart of Jesus! I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm getting a little too silly up in here. Anyway.
Okay.
1968, we have Arnold Sussy. That's a little sus right there. Pretty sussy. Was an Estonian lawyer and politician who was an Estonian Minister of Education. He was born in 1896. 1979, Mary Pickford died on this date. She was a Canadian-U.S. actress, producer, and screenwriter who co-founded United Artists. She was born in 1892. And then 1988, we have Salim bin Laden. Was a Saudi Arabian businessman. Was born in 1946. I wonder if he's any relation to Osama? Hold on a second. Let me look that up real quick. Salim bin Laden. Parents, siblings. Yep. Yep. He's brother of Osama. So there we go. You can take the last three, if you don't mind, good sir.
1994, lady, I'm guessing Mabel. Yes.
I guess so?
No, but you put Abel.
Lady May Abel Smith. Yeah, that's the name.
Okay. Member of the British royal family. 2013, Wali Rahman, Pakistani commander, and 2021, B.J. Thomas, U.S. singer.
Their full name is Billy Joe Thomas. Alright, that's an interesting name. Billy Joe, BJ. I'd rather go by Billy Joe because the abbreviation is something for something else. Starts with an F. Anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar of the description for any links that you may be interested in, which also includes
Twin TV on Twitch.
And everything Omni Coalition. And speaking of Omni Coalition, we are, as I said at the top of the show, we are going to actually be switching to Twitch at some points. Rumble actually requires money in order to stream. So we don't have that. That ain't going to happen. So we'll just start streaming on Twitch. Hopefully starting tomorrow. I got to learn, I got to squeeze in learning how to do Twitch with all the other stuff I got to do today and tomorrow. But anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day starting at 10 a.m. in the morning, as opposed to 10 a.m. at night, Pacific time, which is also
12 Central.
12 Central.
Said it in mid-yarn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Omni.
And you are you. And until you see us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles. Let's go, Brandon.